Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Mamsugus Gaming, and in this video we'll be going through everything you need to know about Modern Warfare 2 so far after the release of the official world premiere gameplay trailer and the campaign mission. If you guys are excited for Modern Warfare 2, make sure to see for the like button. For everything Call of Duty, make sure to subscribe, turn on notification bell and join the notification squad. Without further ado, let's get right into it. The first thing we learned is that Infinity Ward actually ended up dividing players into 3 categories so they can cater to all 3 playstyles and allow them to play in their own ways and enjoy their experience the way they want to enjoy it. The 3 playstyles that Infinity Ward divided the Modern Warfare 2 players are rushers, aka run and gun. Somebody like me, I like to get in as many gunfights as I can. I don't like to take it slow and sit back. No, I want to get in as many gunfights as I can. The second playstyle is the sentinels, aka the campers. The third and final playstyle is the stalkers, aka the flankers. And those are not exactly campers, however they still like to take it slow, go around the sides of the map, flank their enemies. They will let the enemies come to them. They'll also wait for the enemies to make a mistake, and that's when they will counter that and get the kill. So whatever your style is, rusher, sentinel or stalker, this game will cater to that so you can play and enjoy Modern Warfare 2 the way you wanna enjoy it. Now if I say so myself, and I'm pretty sure the whole of COD community are upset about this as well, I'm not sure what they plan to do with the sentinel, aka the campers playstyle. As you guys know, back in Modern Warfare 2019 everybody complained of how slow the game was because of the campers, and you had the removal of the classic minimap which led to even more campers. Most of the COD community were not happy about the campers, and yet again here we are in Modern Warfare 2 and they have a playstyle catered to the campers. So I'm really not sure how to feel about that. I guess we'll have to wait and see before we make a judgment, and I'm pretty sure I can say that the most of the COD community is not happy about this because this is just gonna lead to more campers, and let's be honest, COD does not need any more campers. I would love to hear you guys' opinion about this. Make sure to tell me in the comment section down below. Next up, I want to talk about a new returning game mode for Modern Warfare 2019, and that is the fan favorite Ground War. Yes, you heard that right, Ground War will be returning in Modern Warfare 2. The reason why I'm saying this now is because to talk about the next point, which is the maps, knowing that Ground War has returned in Modern Warfare 2 is very important because they have slightly altered the way the maps work. But before we talk about the maps, I do want to say that I'm actually very excited for the return of Ground War. Of course, we had it in Modern Warfare 2019, then it was removed in Black Ops Cold War and once again removed in Vanguard. However, I enjoy Ground War. I actually managed to do a lot of my camo challenges for the launchers during Modern Warfare 2019 in Ground War. So to be honest with you guys, I'm really excited to see the return of Ground War. Speaking of Ground War, to accommodate that in Modern Warfare 2, there will be 2 types of maps, battle maps and core maps. When it comes to the battle maps, they are your large exploratory focused maps similar to what we've seen in Warzone before, and the second type is the core maps, which is of course your small refined experience specifically made for your core 6v6 game modes. Infinity Ward mentions that battle maps were built from day one for the large scale combat, aka Ground War and Warzone 2. They go on further to say that they wanted each POI or points of interest to play Ground War and core-ish modes really well, which this could mean one thing, that the Warzone 2 points of interest will be the same maps that we get to play for Ground War. Similar to how Modern Warfare 2019 was, we had each Verdansk POI made into its own Ground War map, and to be honest with you guys, it worked really well in my opinion. From Modern Warzone we learned of 2 new maps, the first one being Side, which is an intense urban combat map and a mix of core multiplayer and Ground War, and it contains a lot of buildings, and the second one called Sarif Bay, which is a tourist fishing village with a water playground, hillside town, 2 large boat areas and more. And speaking of water, that will play a major part in Modern Warfare 2, but we'll talk about that in a bit. And the second type of maps is gonna be your normal core 6v6 maps, which we all know and love, and in Modern Warfare 2 the maps will be set in a lot of different countries, from Asia to the Middle East to Europe to America. There will be a variety of maps set in many different locations. From Modern Warzone we learned of 3 new maps so far, the first one being Museum, which is set in Spain, the second one being Grand Prix, which is a racetrack set in Asia at night with the race still going on the background. I cannot wait to play this map. This is gonna be awesome. The background with the race still going on, man oh man, this is gonna be one hell of a map. The third and final map we know of so far is gonna be called Farm 18, which is an undisclosed training facility set in an old cement factory, and it has a traditional shoot house in the middle of the map. Now we move on and talk about a new mechanic that is set to make its debut in the Modern Warfare series. We've seen it plenty of times in Treyarch's games, but I'm pretty sure for Infinity Ward this is gonna be the first time, and that is swimming. Yes, you heard that right, swimming will play a major part not only in multiplayer but also in Warzone 2. Infinity Ward have been putting a lot of effort and focus on swimming, and like I said, it's gonna play a major part in both games. When it comes to the new swimming mechanic in Modern Warfare 2, Infinity Ward put a lot of emphasis on the way the swimming will work. Swimming in Modern Warfare 2 will not work as a way for you to flank your enemies or camp for your enemies underwater and shoot them with your primary weapons. No, swimming will be mainly used to escape your enemies if you know you are in a gunfight that you cannot win. The way swimming will work in Modern Warfare 2, first of all, it's gonna be harder for you to see the deeper down you swim, which of course makes sense. Also, your ballistics will be different once they hit the water, which means if you are underwater and you're trying to shoot an enemy, your bullets will do less damage and they will travel slower. And also, if you are on the ground and trying to shoot inside of the water, the same will apply. So whether you are shooting from inside the water or if you are shooting from outside into the water, your ballistics will work differently. Pretty much your bullets won't be as effective when you are shooting inside of the water or from the inside shooting out. Also, once you are underwater, you can only use your pistol and melee weapon. And finally, you can ADS above water, but it's gonna be very shaky as you will only be holding the gun with one hand. Alongside all of that, all of your equipment will work with the water, and if you use a proximity mine underwater, it will actually auto deploy a flotation device and act as a mine in the water, which could be quite awesome. And finally, there will be new water vehicles added. The new armored patrol boat, Wilsons and APCs will be used inside and outside of the water as well. Now we move on and talk about a controversial feature that will be making its way into Modern Warfare 2, and that is the classic dolphin diving. Yes, you heard that right, dolphin diving will be making its way into Modern Warfare 2 alongside sliding. So for the first time ever, we will be having sliding and dolphin diving as well, which will be quite interesting to see how they work both together. However, Infinity Ward mentions that dolphin diving is meant to be as an escape tactic and a traversal maneuver. A new feature that will be making its way into Modern Warfare 2 is going to be the ledge hanging, and simply ledge hanging will allow you to peek over a ledge you are attempting to climb or mantle before you fully mantle over that obstacle. We move on and talk about the new dynamic vehicle gameplays which will be available to use in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. First of all, we can lean out of windows. Whether you are the passenger or the driver, you can actually lean out of windows, and that is absolutely awesome. You can also climb on vehicle rooftops from within the vehicle. You can knock off doors, shoot and blow out tires, healing vehicles at gas stations. There will be a new helicopter troop carrier which has two side doors and a back door. Driver can hop out and stand within the platform of the helicopter as it auto hovers, allowing players to establish a new angle of attack from above like never before. So unlike the current Warzone, once you stop driving the helicopter will auto hovers and it will not go down like it is in current Warzone, which is gonna be absolutely awesome and make up for some awesome new ways to kill enemies. There will also be a new amphibious vehicles like the armored patrol boat, which we already mentioned. All vehicles can go into water, that's a big one. If they're not amphibious, they won't immediately sink, they'll float for a while before slowly sinking. Driving an ATV or other land vehicles into water obviously isn't ideal, but it will function realistically to where the vehicle will continue to move until the wheels aren't turned fast enough to move enough water for its weight. And of course, these are not only Modern Warfare 2 features, but they'll also work for Warzone, and that is actually a very big emphasis in Modern Warfare 2. Whatever works in Warzone 2 will also work in Modern Warfare 2 and vice versa. Modern Warfare 2 will also see a new field upgrade and equipment alongside the new tactical camera field upgrade. The tactical camera field upgrade is going to be very similar to how Valkyrie's camera worked in Rainbow Six Siege if you played that game. Basically, players will be able to jump from their camera to any other cameras thrown down by their teammate as long as they are alive. There'll also be the new DDoS field upgrade, which will basically work as a hand EMP device. Alongside that, there's a very cool inflatable decoy field upgrade, and this one is very cool because look at what it does. Once you use an inflatable decoy and activate it, it will auto point to the closest enemy player and create an audio cue similar to that of a player standing up out of prone position. Pretty much it will make it seem that there's a player right there in front of him, but in reality it's not, it's just a decoy which will put off players and you can come in from behind or anything like that, get that easy kill because they'll be distracted by this new inflatable decoy. And to be honest with you guys, I'm very excited, it sounds cool. We will also be getting a new drill charge lethal. It will be very similar to that from Rainbow Six Siege, and basically once you throw the drill charge on a wall, once it hits the wall it will screw in and then shoot a grenade through the other side of the wall. Man, oh man, these are absolutely some amazing lethals and tactical equipment. I cannot wait to use them if I'm being honest with you guys. Modern Warfare 2 will also introduce two new game modes, Knockout and a Prisoner Rescue. Knockout will basically be a mix of gunfight and core multiplayer. Players will have only one life, however they can be revived, and it will be tasked to either eliminate the enemy team or be the team holding the package when the timer hits 0. Each round starts with a 60-second timer. Once you've grabbed the package, you will be visible to all enemy players, and basically you have to survive until the timer hits 0. And for the second mode, Prisoner Rescue, the name is quite self-explanatory. You'll have to go in, rescue a prisoner and get out. The gunfight mode will also return in Modern Warfare 2, however it will not be available at launch, but it will be rather coming out post-launch. Of course, Gunsmith also returns to Modern Warfare 2, however this time it has been upgraded, it has been improved, so now you have more control on what you want to do. We will also be returning return to the 5 attachment per weapon, no more 10 like in Vanguard, 5 attachments per weapon only. Alongside equipping the attachments you want, you will also be able to fine-tune individual attachments. Now what does that mean exactly? Unfortunately we don't know yet, but hopefully with the multiplayer reveal everything should be revealed. There is also another interesting feature inside of the Gunsmith, and that is basically a slider for your barrel. You can actually increase or decrease the length of your barrel, which will be quite awesome to be honest, and make for many different class setups. Of course, with everything you do, you might increase one thing but decrease the other. This will be the same for the barrel slider. If you make your barrel longer, it might increase some things but decrease other, and if you make it shorter, it might increase other things and decrease some other things as well. Like I said, we're not exactly sure what this is, but we will be learning more about it very soon. Moving on from that, the ricochet anti-cheat system will be in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 from launch, which will be quite awesome. And finally, there will be a new AI system in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. AI in Modern Warfare 2 will have the same quality in every game mode. The AI is meant to command the player's respect and not just be a bot. The AI will have more coordinated behavior than ever before. The AI will play as if it has life outside of combat. It will be aware of its environment and actually care about their lives and protecting themselves. And of course, this new AI will be in Warzone 2. And Infinity Ward actually mentioned that there's capabilities of having 300 AI and 100 live players active on a map at one time, which is absolutely out of this world, which means combined of 400 players, 100 live players and 300 AI. But still, that is absolutely amazing and out of this world. And when it comes to the Modern Warfare 2 reveal, at this point this is everything we know about Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. But like I said, the multiplayer reveal and the Spec Ops reveal and also Warzone 2 reveals will all be coming very soon, so stay tuned. As I learn more, I'll keep you guys updated as well. This is gonna be crazy. Modern Warfare 2 is shaping out to be crazy. A lot of new mechanics, new lethal, new equipment, the new and improved Gunsmith. This is gonna be crazy game. I cannot wait. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and are excited for Modern Warfare 2, make sure to see for the like button. For everything Call of Duty, make sure to subscribe, turn on notification bell and join notification squad, and I'll catch you guys later.